What's up everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going to be doing a review for the movie Uncharted. Now if you don't know, which you probably should, Uncharted is a famous video game created by PlayStation Studios, and it's been probably their poster child until Last of Us came around, or God of War now. I think God of War is probably the poster child, but well, the new one. But yeah, Nathan Drake and Uncharted has been the poster child for Sony since the PS3 era. It's been their baby, and for ages we've been wondering, is there going to be an Uncharted movie? There was rumors and rumors and rumors. I remember one time, I think Mark Wahlberg was meant to play Nathan Drake one time. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think he was meant to play Nathan Drake one time. Then one time it was meant to be Chris Pratt, and then it was meant to be Nathan Fillion. Oh, it's been years, like years. But we're finally here after development hell to have an Uncharted movie. Granted, different Uncharted movie. So this one has Tom Holland as young Nathan Drake instead of having Nathan Drake that we all know and love, who's probably in his like late 30s. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, late 30s, mid 30s. This one is 25, and we're seeing him and his origin story more or less. So what do I think about this movie? I'm gonna be real. It's mid. Now, I'm smiling here while I said this mid, right? It's mid. I won't lie. It's very mid. But I did like it, even though it was very mid. So let's get on with what I like about... Well, let's start with what I like about the movie, right? Tom Holland, surprisingly, is good as Nathan Drake. I mean, when I first heard that Tom Holland was casting Nathan Drake and a younger Nathan Drake, I was like, why? Nathan Fillion is literally right there. What are we doing? Like, have you not seen the fan film? Why are we doing this? But, and it was just such a weird decision, in my opinion. I just thought maybe they thought, okay, Tom Holland has clout, let's make an Uncharted movie. But he did a good job, I'll admit, as a younger Nathan Drake. Like, when you take your mind out of the fact that he's not an older Nathan Drake, you look at Tom Holland, you see him actually trying to do Nathan Drake, especially his, like, kind of his catchphrases, which is mainly oh crap, but like a lot of his mannerisms and quips, and you're like, all right, do you know what? I can see you as Nathan Drake. I mean, I can see you in 10 years being the Nathan Drake I know. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how I felt with Tom Holland's version of Nathan Drake. He was actually good. What I like as well, it's a fun adventure. I guess. I mean, okay, Chloe, the person who played Chloe Fraser was good. Granted, she just literally was... I mean, I don't want to hate on her because she actually did a good job. Like, she was pretty much a young Chloe. It felt like young Chloe, but it's okay. Yeah, she was good. She was good as Chloe Fraser. The plot is okay-ish. It's very, very safe. I won't lie. It's very, very safe. And a lot of it does feel like literally Uncharted 4 with a sprinkle of Uncharted 3. That's basically what this movie is, in my opinion. Like literally Uncharted 4. Like you'll see it. It's a lot of Uncharted 4. And then the set piece from Uncharted 3, which is the airplane suit luggage scene. Like that scene is literally ripped out of Uncharted 3. But in terms of that, like it was a fun movie in terms of the plot. It was a nice, cool adventure. It didn't drag. It didn't feel too stupid. Like, it wasn't like that. It felt like, all right, do you know what? This is a fun adventure I'm having, and I'm not like annoyed. Nothing in this movie like annoyed me. Do you get what I'm saying? And that is good for a video game adaptation, right? To do something like a swashbuckling adventure, which we just had Red Notice, right? We just had Red Notice, even though that was like art feats. That, right? That wasn't great. And a lot of things annoyed me in that movie. This one, nothing. So I was just more like, I wish it was better, but nothing like annoyed me in this movie. So that's a good news. That's the good news. So, other than that, I'll say the action is fun to an extent. I mean, oh, actually, Tom Holland, yeah. One thing I'll give credit to Tom Holland. The reason why I think casting Tom Holland might have been a very good choice is because he could do a lot of these stunts and aerobatics and stuff, and that's what Nathan Drake can do. So seeing that in live action was pretty cool, I'll admit. Even though I wanted it to go even crazier, but let's not make Tom Holland die. Like, you get what I'm saying? Maybe for like a next movie when they really figure it out. But still, I like the fact that we could see Nathan Drake in his element, a bit of his element, even though it's not full Nathan Drake. Granted, it's a young Nathan Drake, so that's all right. Let's talk about what I'm like okay-ish or not like. Mark Wahlberg as Sully, right? I think Mark Wahlberg is a fantastic actor, right? And he's good at being Mark Wahlberg in this movie. I didn't think he was Sully. That's the problem. Like, if you just take, if his name wasn't Sully and his name was like, I don't know, Mikey or something, or Richard, like, he would literally be a bagging character. But the problem is his name is Sully. And we know what Sully's like in the games. Granted, this is a younger Sully, so you can give him some leeway, but it didn't really feel like a younger Sully. At least with Tom Holland, it felt like a younger Nathan Drake. This one literally felt like Mark Wahlberg. No offense to him. I like the guy. I really, really like him. He's charismatic. And to be fair, he doesn't make the movie bad. Like, it's not like he played himself and the movie's horrible because of it. No. It's just like, all right, Mark Wahlberg's Mark Wahlberg. This is fun. I love Mark Wahlberg, but I came for Sully. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why it's a little weird. The bad guys, man, they're not that great, in my opinion. They're really not. They're all right, yeah, but they're not that great, especially when you have Antonio Banderas. Like Antonio Banderas' character, yeah. Like, you could tell he has, like, charisma to him, but I feel like the way they used him was just not good enough. So that one, I blame more of the script than Antonio. Antonio didn't do anything wrong. That's the script's fault. I'm sorry. Like, that one. And then other villains are very forgettable, in my opinion. They're just people who just... They're wasteful. But in terms of the stuff that's mid-ish, I would say the plot twist, there are a bunch of plot twists in this movie, and they're like, oh, okay. I mean, they're not expected, right? I didn't expect them, but I'm like, oh, you've done this plot twist? Ugh, okay, I guess it's Uncharted. And that's the thing about this movie. This is why I don't feel like this movie is a bad movie. I don't feel like it's great. I feel like it's good enough, in my opinion. Good enough is the right word I'll say for this movie. Like, very good enough. Because Uncharted, the plot of Uncharted, right, isn't really that great anyway. Like, the Uncharted plots are cool, they're alright, but they're not groundbreaking, they're not The Last of Us or God of War. Like, literally, they're Uncharted. You're there for the fun. Really and truly, when I come for an Uncharted property or an Uncharted film, well, Uncharted game, or an Uncharted film in this as well, I come for two things mainly, right? Set pieces, incredible set pieces, and characters. That's it. That's literally it. So the character banter, dynamic, development, and the crazy set pieces. Now, does it fulfill on the characters? To an extent. I mean, the characters that we know from the games, to an extent, I mean, other than like the fact that Sully is Mark Wahlberg, Nathan Drake and Chloe are good. So I can't really complain about that. And plus the banter, here's the thing, right? Tom Holland's chemistry with Mark Wahlberg's chemistry, fantastic. I'll admit that. That one I can humbly admit. Fantastic chemistry. Like, that's why I wouldn't mind an Uncharted 2, because of them two and the way they have that chemistry. And granted, it is an origin story, so that's why it wasn't like super hype up chemistry. It can't be, because this is literally Sully meeting Nathan Drake, so it can't like be like they're best friends for going on for ages. The Uncharted games literally start off with them like knowing each other for years, so I understand why it would be different. But I will admit, yeah, like I will say, yeah, obviously I wanted the chemistry to be better, but that's more for an Uncharted 2. So that one I can give leeway for. But other than that, I did enjoy literally the banter between the two. It was very believable, very funny, very witty. Well, okay, a little witty, a little funny. Let me take that back. A little witty, a little funny, because the script, man, like the script, I'm not gonna lie, they need to work on that, bro, for Uncharted 2 if they get an Uncharted 2, because the script was not that great. It's very safe. It's literally better Red Notice. Like, I'm talking about Red Notice again. It's better Red Notice, because you could compare it to like National Treasure and Indiana Jones. This feels more the line of a premium Red Notice. That's how I'll describe the movie. Like, if you want an adventure kind of similar. Okay, so I quickly forgot to mention this in my review, but I'm going to mention this now. The score. My God, the score wasn't it, man. I don't understand how the score wasn't it, because like it just felt very... What's the word? It just felt very Netflix B-movie type score, and it's kind of depressing because Uncharted, right? Even the theme, it's one of the best themes in video game history. I think we can all agree with that, right? They barely use it in this movie. I'm like, why? Like, I don't know, man. I was very let down by the score, and it's such a shame because I feel like the score would have made the film better, but it is what it is. Now, in terms of the set pieces aspect, that is where I'm half and half. Like, the set piece in the plane, right? The plane luggage scene was fantastic, yeah. Especially, there's this one scene where they literally go one take. Mwah, beautiful. That's what I wanted to see. That is Uncharted, right? But when I look at Uncharted, and I think about Uncharted, granted, this is a younger Nathan Drake, so maybe I'm being a little harsh here, but when I think about Uncharted, I'm talking about literally Nathan Drake versus the helicopter. I'm talking Nathan Drake in the train trying to climb up in the Himalayas or something. I'm talking about Nathan Drake doing some crazy stuff. Like, even the action set piece, I mean, I won't go into spoilers, but the action set piece they have in the trailer where you see them in, like, suits and all, that is literally from Uncharted 4. So the Uncharted 4 one, there's this bit where Nathan Drake swings and just breaks a bunch of, I think he like breaks through glass and he swings through this action set piece. Granted, you can't have Tom Holland's Nathan Drake popping heads, so it's not gonna be the same. But I wanted it to be a bit more creative of a set piece. I'm thinking more, honestly, if you'd given me Fast and Furious set pieces in Uncharted with Uncharted physics and Uncharted mentality, that would have been perfect. Like, literally, Uncharted, like, as ridiculous as Fast and Furious is, as ridiculous as those set pieces are, that would have probably fit this movie if they were doing stuff like that. I would have been like, cool, this is an Uncharted movie. Do you get what I'm saying? So that is something to look that they should do in Uncharted 2, in my opinion. And me saying Uncharted 2 a lot shows you how much I like the movie. Like, I do like the movie a lot. Like, I feel like it was a good time to go to the cinemas and have fun. It's not one of those where it's like, oh my god, go and watch Uncharted now. It's one of those where I'm like, let's go and watch Uncharted. I had fun. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I like the movie, but I won't mind an Uncharted 2. But if they do an Uncharted 2, I want them to try and make it like a lot better. Better script, number one. That script needs to be better, man. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So many plot conveniences. I mean, granted, I guess it is Uncharted, and Uncharted does have plot conveniences, but this one, it got a little bit ridiculous. So yeah, so many plot conveniences. Change that up. Set pieces, make them more, like, make them crazy. Like, even I think there was an interview, I think with Jacksepticeye, where Tom Holland was like, oh my god, I want to see if we could try to do something like the Uncharted car chase scene. Stuff like that. Like, try and do some crazy stuff. Like, literally do the airplane scene 3 times. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Granted, yet again, I'll give credit to Tom Holland, because Tom Holland actually did a lot of his stunts, and he tried. Like, that's why I can't really say anything bad about Tom Holland's performance. He actually tried in this movie, so I have to give him credit for that. But yeah, that's what I would want to see in Uncharted 2. But all in all, man, Uncharted is okay. It's not one of those things where you go and say, oh, you're going to go rush to see it. It's all right. It's a goodish adaptation. It's not the Uncharted that you know and love from the games, but granted, this is a younger Nathan Drake, a younger Sully, and it's not like Nathan Drake, the mass murderer, can't be on in cinema screens. I'm sorry, like, it just can't happen. So all in all, what I got, I'm okay with, especially after watching the first trailer. When I watched the first trailer, I knew what I was getting, and this is what I got. So I'm alright with it. All in all, I'm going to give Uncharted a 6 out of 10. It's a good movie. Good enough, actually, is a better word. Good enough. But if you've watched Uncharted, or if you're excited for Uncharted, or even if you like the Uncharted franchise, do you like this movie, or are you excited to watch this movie, or are you half and half? Let me know in the comment section. I'm open to discussion. Thank you very much for watching again. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more on pop culture and entertainment. Speaking of PS games, now that I think about it, Horizon's coming out tonight, so that's going to be amazing. I'll catch you in a bit. All right, bye.